That it was within God's purposes that the Jewish people should have a home back in
There are
Israel.
some, of course, who will say that God has finished with Israel.
Wars and rumors of wars. These are the birth pains of global change.
In doing so, they opened the way for the restoration of the Jewish people to their ancient homeland.
Did God reject his people? By no means. Romans 11, verse 1.
That the destiny of Britain was actually to be the restorer of Israel, the Cyrus nation and the sovereign purposes of God.
Prepare your hearts to receive the blessing of the Cyrus Call. Shalom, my name is Randy Weiss and this is CrossTalk. I'm so glad you were able to rejoin us as we consider the incredible history of the restoration of the Jewish people to the land of Israel. As you may know, I'm Jewish. I love Israel. I love our Jewish Messiah, and I believe in miracles. It is a bona fide miracle that my people have been restored to our biblical homeland after nearly 2,000 years living as a dispersed people spread across the globe. The gates of Jerusalem began to swing open in 1917 with the victorious entry of General Allenby. But in a little-known fact of history, England almost lost control of Israel within days of its conquest. Surprisingly, France attempted a political end run. Turn with me now to an incredible production brought to you in partnership with the Hatikva Film Trust. We want you to experience the Cyrus Call.
The entrance of General Allenby and the forces of the Egyptian Expeditionary Force into Jerusalem on the 11th of December 1917, during the time of the Jewish festival of Hanukkah, really was the fulfillment of that expectancy, that dream within British Christian circles for some 300 years for the restoration of the Jewish people to the land of Israel.
After the formalities of the day's events, Allenby returned to Shays' headquarters at CMJ's Mission Hospital, where a luncheon was held in his honor. Among those present was T.E. Lawrence, better known as Lawrence of Arabia. Lawrence records in his book, The Seven Pillars of Wisdom, what happened.
For me, the ceremony at the Jaffa Gate was the supreme moment of the war. Shamefaced with triumph, which was not so much triumph as homage by Allenby to the mastering spirit of the place, we drove back here to Shays' headquarters.
Also among those present was Francois Picot, the official French envoy to the Middle East.
Gentlemen. Aides pushed about and from baskets drew a lunch, which was varied, elaborate and succulent.
Be seated, please, gentlemen.
The conviviality was shattered by Monsieur Picot, the French political representative, allowed by Allenby to march in the entry, who said in his fluting voice,
"Tomorrow, my dear General, I will take the necessary steps to set up a civil government in this town.
It was the bravest word on record. A silence followed, as when they opened the seventh seal in heaven. Salad, chicken mayonnaise and foie gras sandwiches hung in our wet mouths unmunched, while we turned to Allenby and gaped. Even he, for the moment, seemed at a loss. His face grew red, his chin coming forward in the way we loved, whilst he said grimly,
"In the military zone, the only authority is that of the Commander-in-Chief, myself."
But Sir Grey, Sir Edward Grey.
Sir Edward Grey referred to the civil government which will be established when I judge the military situation permits.
It was the final attempt by France to salvage her desire to control the Holy City and the land of Israel. Allenby politely informed the French political representative that Great Britain would remain in control of Jerusalem and the southern part of the land of Israel.
Many brave warriors died to make a way where there seemed to be no way. Yet that is the way of God. There was no logical way for the Jews to regain a foothold in Israel on their own. So God moved the chess pieces on the global game board so that world powers would be forced to line up according to His stunning plan of the ages. Stay tuned for some who heard the Cyrus Call.